the album. In the albums we take every chance we have to do things, you know. We add something like acoustic instruments and stuff like that, but we want to stay a four-man band, which is very comfortable because we're rock musicians. We want to play live, so we have to make our changes to make it sound good live.
Yes.
That's the way we do it. But it's all of Wolf's head, and I like it very much. I'm only the drum.
Only want to work.
I look like Julius Caesar on this picture.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Where's my beer?
It was fantastic.
That's my daughter and I.
Thank you. That's your daughter?
Yes.
How old are you?
14.
Oh.
But she really loves your music, especially the German ballads.
The dark.
Yes. That was the first song she heard, and she loved it a lot.
Oh. Confusion.
Oh, never mind. I know it by. Thank you very much. And see you.
Qu'est-ce que tu penses de tout ça?
Je trouve que je suis assez fatigué, il y a beaucoup de bruit, mais c'est du bruit qui est bien agréable et c'est de la bonne musique.
Mais maintenant tu es en train de perdre ton énergie pour rien.
Ce son de qualité?
Maintenant tu es en train de perdre ton énergie pour rien.
Non, quand je te vois, je me ressource.
Ah d'accord, si c'est le cas, allez-y.
Aus dem Elsass. Ja, toll. Ich liebe Elsass.
Tu me réexpliques ça clairement. Tu mets le disque dedans et tu me dis qu'est-ce que je fais exactement.
Parce que je t'ai expliqué tout à l'heure, mais ça n'a pas marché.
Je sais pas pourquoi j'ai fait.
Like this or like musician? Like this. Ow! This is more like a rock musician. And if I throw my hair into my rice. Perfect. Very beautiful. Her too? Yeah. And the drummer too. I prefer the drummer maybe. The drummer looks very sexy. Oh, it's Neil Morris. No, it's Luke DVG.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun today. Unfortunately.
Où est-ce que tu veux mettre?
Die hebben we die ook, hè?
Comme ça.
Het is mij pas gegeven.
Wasser ist nur, ich kann jedem Du willst Weltversion anhören. Is anybody hungry? Are you hungry?
I'm very hungry.
Are you hungry?
Hungry? No.
Because there's one left.
No, thank you. C'est bien plein.
Significa che hanno
C'est très bon.
C'est quoi comme plat?
Warum mais ici? Non. Comme par hasard.
C'est de chinois. Chinese.
Muchas gracias.
This is going to be the interview. We are eating.
Do you prefer to eating before?
How do you like?
No.
I like to speak when my mouth is full of rice and everything popped out.
How do you like Belgian food? Well, it's great.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Bicycle race.
Are you asking something or just?
No way.
We just sit here.
They are waiting for you to make your coming out.
I am German.
What?
Maintenant.
And
Which side? Which part of it?
South. Like almost Austria. That's really coming out now.
South, okay.
Where is it?
It's close to Munich, but it's closer to Austria than to Munich.
But we are very.
No, very in the south. Augsburg is much northern than northern.
For us, it's very necessary that we say almost Austria.
Because Austria is like, I don't know if you have something like that. Like, it's the small Germany, like, there's a lot of jokes about Austria and stuff like that. And they have jokes about Germans.
Of course.
Like a little hate love, something like that. You have that too with French people or something like that?
Hate to love, Eric von Stroheim. You hate to love him. You love to hate him.
Yes, something like that. You have that too?
This expression?
Is this the expression? No, I don't know.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get it.
Oh, yeah, it's just like, there's a lot of jokes about Austrian people in Germany and a lot of jokes about the German people in
Oh, we have the
Austria.
same with the Flemish and the Welsh.
Okay.
And we've got it. Well, I'm actually French, so we've got the same in Belgium.
But you,
Yeah.
but you talk to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, because the French, they think they are more intelligent.
Yeah, so they often think that.
And
But I think that
indeed,
French always think that.
Indeed, there are much more people in their country.
So there's more intelligent people as well because they're more.
But today we are
Simple.
today we are a minority, so I have to say we are almost more intelligent. So.
I think that's everywhere the same.
Today they are more intelligent because he is alone.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks.
We motion graag
Wonderful interview. That's progressive rock.
But if you like to make us a big pleasure, it'd be very nice to speak to us looking through the
Okay.
camera.
That's really
Like
hard.
a
I never did that
virtual
before.
reality game.
I don't have to say anything
Attends,
now.
quelqu'un pose une question.
Ouais, vas-y, ouais, c'est ça.
Je vais peut-être poser une question.
Non, mais je vais y aller.
Yes, France is a big country and Belgium is very little and Germany is like somewhere in between.
Huh?
But I don't know where the most intelligent people
A
are.
very heavy question. I have a heavy question.
Heavy?
Heavy. So, what do you think about this paradox of progressive music?
What?
You know this paradox?
This paradox with
It's a music that have a few fans, a little commercial way of developing, a short promotion, but a big history.
Yeah, that's what it thinks.
I think
It's a good paradox.
I think the music just doesn't fit into what I think mainly what radio stations want to play. I think that's the main problem because today you can sell anything you want. You can say, for example, I don't know if you know. Do you know Daniel Kübelbeck? Do you know him?
No.
No.
He's a big star in Germany and he's just like he can't do anything. He can't sing. He looks stupid, everything. But he's a real star there. They had like a casting show, something like that. So that's what they like. They sell like 2 million copies, and he's happy to be on television, and then they just get rid of him again and take the next one. I think that's the problem because with the bands, it always needs time to develop. Normally, the first record isn't always the best, so no company wants to wait for the third record anymore. Because you can also have always only first records, and they all sell. So why wait longer? I think that's the problem. It's also like a network of advertising and broadcasting and everything, and it's really hard to get through this because the people get so like bombed with information and with what they should listen to and what they should look like. So if you don't have like much money, you can't get through that, and they don't even know that this music exists. That's the problem, maybe.
Do you mean that in regard of the bathtub of the market, progressive music is the music of has-beens?
Partly yes.
Yeah.
Partly yes.
I don't think so.
For example, I will do some
I do not agree.
outcoming or how you. For example, the band Yes. The band Yes. We talked about Yes earlier because I like Genesis better than Yes. You want to say that again? I used to be a really big Yes fan when I was like maybe like about 5 years ago or 10 years ago. But I think what they do now is something that nobody would buy or would catch the attention of anybody because it's just like what everybody does. It's not really progressive in the brand thing. It's not really poppy. It's just like not very good music in my ears compared to what they did before. So they're just like their own cover rock band of when they were young.
Yeah, but do you think Yes is a good example, because last time they came to Paris, well, the ticket was something like, how much is that? 80 euros?
Wow. Great.
Yeah. Great, is that great? No, this is only for people who got a lot of money, right? So, is that a good example? I mean, and obviously the venue was full.
Yeah.
2,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's just because I think it's the same with the Rolling Stones or something like that. They are
they are their own brand name already.
I think they transport something like the good old times when everything was fresh and clean and so people just wanna get that. I think they wanna buy that feeling again. And many people that will go there are not young. I've been to Yes concerts myself, so I was one of the youngest there. And I think many people just wanna recall maybe a better time in their life, because the past always looks like pink when you look at the past. I think that's what's happening with the Rolling Stones. Everybody goes there because they feel young again. Then I think that's one problem why not so many people go to the new groups, because there's no emotion from the past fixed to it. It's just like something new, and it's very stressing to listen to it, because like what we play, it's like, if you don't know it, it's really hard. It's hard for myself too if I go to a concert and it's like this.
But there is a link, if I may. There is a link, because if I go that far, that the groups of the progressive rock movement are people that like to feel like the past, because they play the music that remember them, that they are, don't they?
Yes, they do. I think that's exactly what they want. They want to have, I think they want to have a band that I know all the internet discussion groups and stuff like that. They just say, okay, they didn't play, for example, Starship Trooper. What a bad concert or something like that. I think it's become a little market as well. And I think there's a lot of, there are very narrow-minded people in this kind of music as well, like in every music, I think. There are a lot of open-minded people, but there are some narrow-minded too. If my only topic is if Rick Wakeman uses a Mellotron A5 or a Mellotron A4, and that's all that's important about the concert, I think that's not enough in my eyes. So I think there's a lot of nice new bands around, and they don't even get through the old progressive rock bands. I think that's the problem. Because the little space there is a little bit occupied, like with the Musical Box, for example. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Who play Genesis cover or something that they are Genesis. So I think those people who play songs from other people, they sell out, and people who play their own songs don't sell out. I think that tells everything. Yeah. You wanna go too?
What?
Or can you do it from here?
Yes, what? Thank you. Well, but for... Ooh. No, but I think it's somewhat understandable, because I think you can compare progressive rock music very much to classical music. For example, for example, the Munich Philharmonics, they played a lot of stuff like Schönberg and Penderecki last year, and so they lost many listeners, and many, they were discussed in the media as like, are they going crazy or what? And so I think most of the people are stressed out with work, with their family, with whatsoever, and so when they go to a concert, they just want to have a good time. And if you go to a concert where a band or an orchestra or whatsoever plays music you don't know, I think, for example, when I go to classical concerts, I just want to maybe sit back, relax, hear some Beethoven, Mozart, Brahms, whatsoever. And so I think the same with progressive rock music. when I go to a concert, I want to hear, for example, yes, excuse me. I want, for example, when I go to a Yes concert or to a Music Box concert, well, I want to hear, well, music that I know. I just want to get in the mood for party or whatsoever. I think that's the same with modern bands or with the Stones. And I think it's important when you first listen to music, to a musical genre, it's important what age you're in. So for example, if you compare it with literature, if I would read The Lord of the Rings today, and maybe just with what that just sucks, this all landscaping and everything. So when I first read it, I was 14, 15, 16, and I loved it immediately. And so I think that's the same with music. When you, for example, I listened to a lot of heavy metal and thrash metal and everything when I was a teenager. So when I listen to Voivod or Slayer or something, I still get like, yeah, yeehaw. Or for example, next month I go to a Motorhead concert. Yeah, and maybe that's the way I can feel young again or something. So I think it's, well, progressive or real progressive music is something you have to concentrate very much. It's well, you have to work. It's exhausting listening to for example, I was on a King Crimson concert 2 or 3 years ago, and it was great, but I was absolutely wasted after that because I just like, that was too much because I knew only, I think, well, a quarter of the songs, and it was great. They played great. It was amazing, and it was. But when I went out, I was like, oh hell. I have to go home and listen to something AC/DC. So, well, I think progressive music is not music for the masses, because, well, it's something for specialists who really take care about music, who really are interested in listening very hard. So, but what?
But sometimes I think one problem is that many people will like the music once they just get the opportunity to listen to it. So very many times when we play like at a normal festival, a non-prog festival, many people like it that just didn't know it before. And I think that's the main problem, they just have to know it.
But they don't buy it.
And then they will like it. Some will like it, at least much more than how they do. And that would be much better, because most people who like that kind of music, they really like it then. And I think that's the good thing about the whole progressive world, that the people who listen to the music, they really love the music, they really know the music, and that's really different than if you just play radio music, because they forget it tomorrow when they listen to it today. I think that is really the good part, just like coming here and somebody knows the words of a song or something like that. That's not written by the Rolling Stones. And I think that's the important part, no matter how many people they are. So I prefer 100 people who really love the music than 1,000 who just say, okay, that doesn't bother me. I'm talking to my neighbor or something like that.
Yeah, but that's an important thing about, I think, High Wheel. We have not, oops. Hello. No, people are divided when it comes to High Wheel. I think there are some people who really love it and some people who definitely hate it, but there are not many people that say, okay, that was nice. So I think most people just get divided, or most people really have a positive or negative feeling, but nobody says, I don't care about the band. So I think that's what I like very much. You just, the people who come or the people who like the music really love it, and they want to hear it again, and they want to have the CDs and yeah, for example, there aren't many copies of our CDs around, because everybody wants to have the CD, the original. So all this Napster and burning CDs discussion is just like it's. I don't know the words for it, but you know. well, it doesn't bother us because the people who like I will really love it, and the people who don't, they don't care anyway. So I think that's a very positive aspect of the progressive scene. It's a little bit like a family, but a family that really, well, everybody loves each other and everybody takes care. And so I think that's kind of a good basement for a band. Basement.
Sorry, I'm eating. I think one interesting thing is when very young people listen to the music, for them there is no 70s or 80s or 90s bands, it's just like bands. And I think they are really different. Because like, for example, the Flower Kings, I know a lot of very young people who very much love the Flower Kings, and I know a lot of older people who say, okay, the Flower Kings, they're okay, but they're just like, yes, in a modern way. And so I think the young people who get to this music, they are just like more, they have less prejudices, and so it's just like they choose their bands in a different way than the older people do, because they have nothing to relate the music to. I think this
and
is
they can't
really
afford gigs
different.
anyway.
This is really different. But the older people are okay as well.
As long as they buy this.
Because we're getting older people as well, so we have to be okay too.
And where does exactly fit Bruynbroek in this landscape? I mean, today, okay, I understand your understanding of the landscape and the overall prog rock scene.
Yeah.
Where exactly do you fit in, and where exactly are you heading right now?
I think we're somewhere. I think we're more in the modern stuff than the old stuff, because we don't play a lot. We have no mellotrons, for example, which makes us unsellable. We have no real organ. So I think we're more like a more modern band. That's really a problem sometimes, because we don't have like the typical elements everybody's looking for, like mellotron, lakes of sound or something like that. And so I think we were just like more in the progressive corner, and I always, for example, when I write something, I always try to write something that I don't already know. So if it sounds like, okay, I might have heard this before, then I stop it and then I write something else. So I try not to repeat something that I already know, at least. And I think some people, they just like, they try to copy stuff that's been already written. I think that's maybe a little different. That's why I personally listen almost only to the new bands. Because I love them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I use this interview for my documentary?
Of course.
For what?
Okay.
Did you say some bad things?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You can ask the drummer too.
How are you?
We got a little designated area.
I don't know, really.
Eh, bravo.
Merci.
Bravo, vous êtes content de votre prestation?
Oui, plutôt, oui.
C'est pas évident, je suppose, de commencer un concert comme ça.
Première fois, chauffer la salle
C'est un challenge.
dans un lieu où on n'a encore jamais joué et qui est réputé comme Spirit of 66. C'est, ouais, il faut assurer quoi.
Je pense que vous avez fait le bon choix. Hein.
On espère. On va faire vite, hein, changement de plateau.
Voilà.
faire le baguette ici? Ouais, je crois. Allez, à tout de suite.
À tout de suite. Ouais.
Pour le contrat, je vois ça avec toi ou...
Bah, ils vont arriver, hein.
Ils vont arriver, ouais, ok,
Ouais.
on n'est pas à 5 minutes. Hein.
Non.
Voilà. J'ai juste une petite signature à collecter, le contrat est prêt. Ok. Bien.
Est-ce qu'il y en a un autre?
Je fais la salle.
Cherchons le trou. Oui, ils ont nettoyé. Marc. Sauf que j'ai pris ton sac aussi. Enfin, ne m'en voulez pas si j'ai un peu mélangé vos vêtements et tout ça. Et alors, voilà, donc qu'est-ce qu'il y a d'autre? Donc il y avait plein de matos. Donc les cassettes et tout, j'ai mis dans mon sac à dos. Enfin voilà. Il faudra qu'on se fasse un petit point tout à l'heure pour pas qu'à 1h du matin on se dit ouais, où est-ce que tu as mis ça?
Ouais.
Tu sais où tu as mis ça?
Tu n'as rien oublié là-bas?
Ça c'est une question qu'il ne faut pas poser. Si j'avais oublié, je ne saurais pas.
Peut-être que tu te rappelles maintenant.
Que j'ai oublié quelque chose? Non, parce que si j'avais oublié quelque chose, je m'en rappelle.
Tout à l'heure, on va vérifier.
Tu vérifies, mais personnellement, je ne me sens pas concerné par cette vérification.
Ah bon?
Non, c'est pas grave. Fais comme tu
J'ai entendu le mot concerné.
Eh bien, je vais te raconter l'histoire de... Regarde.
Non, ne me raconte pas d'histoire, je
Ça,
veux ça.
c'est les oreilles.